In today's ASMR one card to pull, I've pulled a card from the Everybody's Oracle by Sarah Kathleen. When this video is going live, she has a Kickstarter campaign current, which is for the second edition of this deck, as well as a mini version. And there have been like some visual changes, but the reason I wanted to go ahead and do some pulls from this one is so that if you do like this deck, you can go check it out. You can see how it's different, but see how it's the same, and decide if it's a deck you like, because I can't remember if this particular edition is still in print, or still available in our shop. So it's definitely something I wanted to make sure to showcase while the Kickstarter's live, in case it's something you want to check out. Although, if I remember right, usually she prints enough that, like, even if you couldn't do the Kickstarter, it'll probably be available in our shop later after the Kickstarter is fulfilled, but it's cheaper if you do it during the Kickstarter. Anyway, a lot of information. So let's see what we have today with our card. The Bonsai. I love her straightforward, just sweet imagery. So let's see the Bonsai. Even in restriction, and even when you feel held back, there can be growth. Change and progress are both constant and inevitable, even when we can't see it. This card reminds us that even though growth can feel small sometimes, it's still growth. It reminds us that slow progress still matters, that patience helps, and that we can do beautiful things even in restricted circumstances. You can make progress exactly where you are in your exact circumstances. Whatever the situation is, there can be an adaptation and growth. You don't need to wait for something big to happen, and you don't need a big sign. Things are already happening. You are already adapting. Growth isn't always obvious. This card, a bunch of things jumped out at me. One, it really is so true, and it's something I sit there and try to do, and then I stop doing, and then I try to do again, where it's like doing like one small thing where you're like, oh, let me turn this into a ritual, so that there is this like, oh, am I doing this right before bed, or oh, am I doing this when I get up, or am I doing this at a certain time of the day, that just gives, especially if it's something you want to be doing, it doesn't have to be like, oh, I'm changing careers, like it could be something as simple as like, I'm gonna pull from my oracle deck today, and I want to do that every morning or something. I like where she says, this card reminds us that even though growth can feel small, sometimes it is still growth. It reminds me, there's a woman on Instagram, I think her name's Linnea, and she has this great video which she was like, where she asks, us as the watchers, like, has there been growth? And she's kind of like stops you, like, I didn't say it has to be a lot. Has there been growth? And it's a great reminder. When I saw that, I was like, oh my god, this is such a great reminder that it's like, she's not talking, neither one of these ladies are talking about, some huge change. It's just like, have you grown in some way? Honestly, like, and growth could be, I guess, positive or negative. I mean, I guess that's changed, but like, even if you're 0.00001% more of the person you'd like to be than you were before, that's growth. It also reminds me of, I accomplished something. I did a marathon a long time ago, but I was never a runner. So I did like a run walk, and I did like a charity thing so that they teach you how to do it. And I'm so slow. People can walk faster than I jog, and it's sad. But there was this great line. I think the guy's name, I don't know if he's even still alive, was like the Penguin or something. And he was a really slow runner. And I don't think he probably made up this line, but like I think he used it a lot, which was, you don't have to go fast, you just have to go. And that has always stuck with me, especially in the cases where I'm doing something physical, like hiking or walking, or, you know, but it applies to non-physical stuff as well, where it's like, there's no, if you're not in school, there's no timer, there's no speed test, you know, like, like the marathon thing's funny because I'm literally not listed in the that I completed it in the like official records because it took me so long. And thankfully I was doing it for a charity because they were like, we're gonna make sure you get your medal no matter what. So I have the medal, but there's like no proof that I actually completed it. So let that be inspiration that it's like, you can complete something late. There's no timetable. I've heard stories about people where it's like someone's like in their 70s or something, they go to medical school, you know, and I think some people might laugh or be like, what's the point of that? They're gonna die soon. It's like, well, they wanted to do it and they'll probably help some people before they're gone in a way that they wanted to help people. So I think things like that are very inspiring because they're a good reminder that it's like, it's easy as you get older to be like, well, I'm too old, or like, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, there are restrictions that our bodies and minds can put on us, but that doesn't mean our lives, like, there's always ways to grow, there's always ways to, you know, we don't get to be everything we want to be, but that doesn't mean we can't stop trying to be a better version of ourselves than we were before, or more in line with our values and things like that. Anyway, those are just the random rambles that came out of this card for me today. Hopefully some random rambles of your own came to you when you saw this card or heard Sarah Kathleen's description, and I hope to see you again soon. Go check out our Kickstarter if you're watching this around the time of year.